height of well over 6 feet tall. This way they can feed off of the top of shrubs and bushes and underneath the canopies of trees that other antelope and gazelle can't reach. Gives them that advantage. And it also helps them to look over the dividing walls because every now and then they seem to be a little nosy about what's going on next door. So we're going to be making our way to the top, and we have Sky Quarry West. Takes us across to the east terminal. It's a 4-minute ride in either direction. You have a beautiful view of the layout of the zoo, parts of Balboa Park, and downtown San Diego. One of the 2 ways you can make your way back here, including the express bus, to see our 4D Theater. It is our Arctic adventure with about 15 minutes of happy feet. As we continue up into Elephant Odyssey, look to the left, you'll see Express Bus Stop 3. Elephant Odyssey is 7.5 acres of a look back in time, about 10,000 years of Southern California and San Diego. In here are life-size replicas of Columbian mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and giant ground sloths. There are also animals that are very distantly related or very similar to the animals that used to roam this area at that time. Let's see where our cats are. Now, they might be in their shelter, kind of looking for our cats. Still looking. They're not up on top, kind of looking around. Yeah, they might be inside the shelter, just up ahead there, because I don't see them down around the front bottom either. Sometimes they hide underneath. Yeah, so come back and take a look at our lions. Probably doing what they do best, of course, nap. The big cats, lions, will nap as long as 18 hours a day, not only in the wild, but as well as here. They find a cool, shady area, conserve their strength, and digest their meal from the night before. Once it becomes cooler in the day, that's when they're on the prowl for dinner. Now we do have a jaguar. Her name is Nadiri, and Nadiri usually likes to spend right down there, bottom right-hand corner. Just keep looking way up ahead. You might see her moving around. She's waiting for her morning snack. They get a couple of snacks during the day. Now this is a jaguar where you can see the spots. We have the other one up ahead, the ones that are depicted as black. Now something interesting about jaguars and tigers, well, they both like water. Not afraid of it at all. In fact, during the summer, you will find them lounging and splashing around in their pools to keep cool. There are also guanacos that are very similar to alpacas, vicunas, and llamas. There are tapirs and capybaras, the largest rodents on Earth, weighing over 100 pounds. The elephants that most closely resemble the Columbian mammoths are the Asian elephants. Now, the one that's walking away from us, all the way to the right, that is not an Asian elephant. That is an African elephant, and it's the only one we have in our herd. Why? Because 3 of these girls have been together for over 20 years. They decided not to separate them. The Asian elephants have the ears that are smaller, the head that is larger, and only the males expose their tusks. And yes, we do have a tusker. Also, they have stockier legs and what we call very nicely a fuller figure. Now, as we go around the Elephant Care Center, yikes. As we go around the Elephant Care Center, this is where their bedrooms are, where they're maintained. They have their baths, maybe a training session, and also every morning they get pedicures. That's right, ladies. All 4 of their petties get cured every morning. They also have scheduled chat sessions, and you might happen upon an impromptu one. You'll find out a lot of information, not only about the elephants, but also any of the other animals that you might see here in the exhibit. And you'll be able to ask any questions that you might have. The keepers are very nice about answering any questions. Well, let's see if these birds made it out of their nest and down. Yes, they did. These are secretary birds. If you look way down in the bottom front, you will see Stella. She's all wet. Now, the secretary bird is a very long-legged bird that is mostly terrestrial. They're standing up ahead in the corner. They prefer to walk and run than to fly, even though they can fly just fine. They only leave the ground in the evening. They go up in their nest. If you look over your shoulder in the tree, you're going to see two very large nests. They go up there for safety. Now, they got their name because if you look behind their head, you will see some feathers. They resemble quills that secretaries used to use many decades ago to wranglers. Now, do you notice that black and white bird there? That's a North American black-billed magpie. You remember those Windex commercials with the two black and white birds talking to each other? Those are the birds in that commercial. Here's Rattrapor. Rattrapor is our tusker. His tusks were trimmed back for safety and for moving reasons. And before they were trimmed back, they reached the ground and crossed over in front. Those tusks grow at the rate of about 2.5 to 3 inches a year, so they are trimmed periodically. Now, about these structures, these are called utilitarians because, well, they do serve a few purposes. They provide shade. There are misters for the warmer days in San Diego, and even heating elements for the cooler afternoons and evenings. And also enrichment. Hanging from the utilitarians throughout the day, you'll see different containers that have goodies inside of them. They're also puzzles. The elephants have to try and figure out how to get the goodies out of the containers, and when they do so, well, they get that treat. There are also dromedary camels, there are pronghorns, llamas, mustangs, several different animals throughout this exhibit for you to see. Coming up is our happiest success story in our captive breeding program, the California condor. In the late 1980s, early 1990s, there were less than 25. In fact, there were only 23. Because of captive breeding, so many have hatched and survived. They've now been re-released into the wild. In fact, over 300 have been re-released. We have 5 in here, 1 full adult and 4 juveniles. The full adult, of course, will be bald from the top of his head down his neck. The juveniles, well, they still have a little grayish on top of their head. Those are baby feathers. The baby feathers are thinning out, falling out. Then they too will be bald because these are carrion eaters. When they have their meal, anything that might fly up there would just dry up and flake off, will not stick to the top of their head. No feathers up there. Also, bacteria will not grow. You'll also see Express Bus Stop 4, and up ahead, a little to the left, is the entranceway to Camp Timbuktu. That's right, you can spend the night here at the zoo. Everything is taken care of for you. The only thing you show up with is your imagination and your bedroll. Now, I've heard from some of my coworkers who've done this with their children. It's a lot of fun. You do a night hike through the zoo also. So if this sounds like fun, call the operator and they'll give you the information. Now, we do have meerkats on the ground. We have 3 meerkat exhibits, but this kind of weather, especially when it's so cool, they're probably in their tunnels trying to keep warm. And let's see here. I'm going to take a quick peek here. Not in this exhibit. We have another one over at the Urban Jungle. And the best one is the one over at Children's Zoo. There you can see them really well. Get very close to them too. Our Kopi exhibit is next. Kopis are outcroppings of volcanic rock that you'll find in the plains and deserts of Africa. Water collects in Kopis, so vegetation grows. Small animals live and hunt and have their young on Kopis. This was the first of our walkthrough exhibits, and there are a few projects along the way that are a lot of fun and pretty interesting. Making our way down Parkway on the left-hand side is our banana plantation. Across on the same side, we have our dragon fruit, star fruit, pineapples, guavas. Many of our plants on the ground serve a dual purpose. Not only are they part of our collection and landscaping, they are grown to feed our animals. Part of our browse program. The nutritionists and keepers work hand in hand for the health and well-being of the animals and what they're eating. Now look to the left and look in this tree. You're going to see what look like hanging potatoes. This is the African sausage tree. Many different mammals like to eat these sausages, including elephants. And we understand when they're fermented, they make quite the potent drink, just like potatoes. Across the way is our battle-ears eagle. He's trying to get the moisture out of his wings here, out of his feathers. Large eagle has several different colors on its feathers, but a distinctive bright red beak and bright red talons. Now, even if they're in the tree with all the foliage, and you look for the beak or the talons, you'll be able to find them. I'll hold here for a moment if you want to take a quick picture.